No, that's not going to make a big break, but you all didn't get it. But I say this because I have so much to say and so much little time to do it. So I'm hoping that you all will bear with me. You guys know who I am. A crisis is before us. For we are living in some strange time, a time when the greatest of nations has elected a son of a slave as leader. Less than 60 years ago, who could have imagined that this nation would choose its leader from a people who were not considered to be somebody? They were not allowed in public restaurants, yet from among them, America now takes her leader. What is happening? Yes, our world is in peril. We are living in a time of uncertainty, a time when our stock market is behaving in such chaotic fashion, when people are coming back home from their work, not without the assurance of having a job tomorrow. Many find themselves in the street, bound to a pending housing crisis, a world so broken that its people seems to trace after hopes and dreams in the wind. Recently, a black man, as surprising as it may be to some, stood in a country where prejudice runs through its fabric of society, yet more than 200,000 whites came to hear him speak a message of hope. The world is looking for its next leader. Our world is in need of hope. These are some exciting times to witness history in the making. More than 1 million people stood in Washington Mall to see a black man be inaugurated for the presidency of the United States. People came from far and wide, descending on Washington, D.C. I heard of one guy who ride his bike across country just to witness this memorable event. Many of us who were unable to attend this journey found ourselves glued to our television to witness this brief moment of history. Our new president promised to restore trust in government, to bring America back upon the world stage again. And as such, she stands now ready to lead, fit for service it was prophesied to do. This election was memorable not just because of the first African-American president, but because the whole world celebrates alongside with many Americans on this occasion. A man who promised hope to a world in peril. Already he has begun. He has begun to fulfill some of his promise he had made to the nation and to the world. Yes, these are some interesting times. Scary times ahead of us. Yeah, today my sermon title is that I am magnificent. Though the future seems uncertain for what we see, we have this promise that we have nothing to fear for the future unless we forget where God has led in past time. I am here today not to concern you with politics, but instead I'm here to blow a certain trumpet in your ears. Chosen from the quarry of the world, we are called forth to blow a trumpet of warning to a world that is in perils. But like the sons of God in the day of the antediluvian, Satan has sidetracked our mission, Too many Seventh-day Adventists are caught up in the political affair, which causes us to forget the work we are called to do. America will go from a lamb-like to speak as a dragon, and to cause all the world to worship the beast. Jones in 1888 said, the image of the beast is already formed. Then, this means all that awaits us is for it to act, or that is to speak. Many have used the falling stock market and housing crisis to say that America is coming to the end of its greatness. But I would like to suggest that this is not the case. But all these things that we see does not point to America's weakness or downfall, but its prominence in the world. A power to be reckoned with, for she will rise to lead the world yet again and lead beyond that she had ever done in past time. Observe that America's problem is the world's problem. What happened here has a far-reaching consequences in every nation. This in itself shows just how much the world depends upon us. I would like to let you know that these things are the signs for us that the end is near. We cannot allow ourselves to be taken by these events because they are warning to tell us that we cannot have our security in this world. Thus, we must now invest in the heavenly stuff. It is written that what it has taken some years to learn, now we only have months. The end of the world is upon us, and yet many of us find ourselves in a state of unreadiness. We have come to a point where we have forgotten the first principle of the oracle of God. The church is full of division and confusion. The work we are called to do has halt on many fronts. Paul wrote, for when the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need of one to teach you again the first principle of the oracles of God, and are become such that as had need of milk and not of strong meat. Every one that uses milk is unskilled in the word of righteousness, for he is a babe. But strong meat belongs to them that are full of age, even to those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to determine good and evil. The church is satisfied with mediocrity, walking in unbelief. Many of us gravitate to the world, bringing the things of the world into the church, ignoring the warning signs of how fragile is our world in which we live. The people in Noah's time ignored the warning given to them, and a flood came and swept them away. Many do not believe in the signs of the time, but Paul warns us, for he said in 2 Timothy 3:1-5, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own self, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truth breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lover of pleasures, and not lovers of God, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away. Don't this scripture has a rhythm to it? Now, notice, this scripture is not speaking to the world. Because from the day Cain killed Abel, all these things was in the world. This scripture is speaking to the church. It is saying, when we see these things in the church, know that we are in the last day. Notice, they have a form of godliness. That means they come into church. And